Hey YouTube, how we doing tonight? I'm going to try a little something new. This video is going to be about fishing down in Destin, Florida. And I am going on a vacation here in about 2 weeks. Down to Destin, I plan on doing a lot of beach and inshore fishing. And I've got some of my favorite places that I always fish. And it's about 4 places that I usually stick to when I go down there and fish. So I want to talk a little bit about those spots, what I use and what I catch in those spots. And I'm also kind of hoping some viewers have either fished there before or ideally live there and can share new spots and new fishing techniques. New lures, new approaches, new gear, new bait, that sort of thing. Anything that can help me get on the fish. That's what it's all about. So here we go. In 2 weeks, I will be going to Destin. And once I get down there, of course, I'll be doing a lot of fishing, so it's be pretty cool. I'll follow up with some videos in regards to some of these spots. All right, so here we have Destin. Here we have Fort Walton. And this bay, it's Choctawhatchee Bay. Sorry if I murdered the pronunciation. That was quite a doozy. But so as you can see, it's a large bay. I have zero experience fishing this bay. So if anybody can tell me where to go, if there's any parks here with kayak access, what to use, what to fish for, that sort of thing, that would be awesome. I'll do a video on it in 2 weeks when I get down there, and I'll definitely give you props. So normally when I go to Destin, I'm staying right in here on the beach in Destin. So on the beach, I will get out about 300 or 400 yards in a kayak, and I will fish with either cut bait or shrimp or artificial lures. And I'll show you some of the artificials that I use here in just a few minutes. I want to go through all the spots first. All right. When I'm on the beach, normally I catch a lot of ladyfish, a lot of catfish, a shark every now and then. And that's really about it. I've caught an occasional mackerel, and that's really it. Nothing outside of that on the beach. Alright. One of my spots is the jetties here at Destin, right at the mouth of the bay and Destin Harbor, right here. So basically there's 3 jetties. There's an inside jetty. This one you'll find a lot of snorkeling, scuba diving going on. The outside east jetty, and then the west jetty. Now this jetty, the east outside jetty here, is the one that is generally fished the most. It's the easiest access. You don't have to walk a mile like you do on this one over large boulders to get out there and fish. But this area does hold a lot of fish, especially when the tide is moving out. So every time I go, I check the tide, and I really won't go to this area unless I know the tide is on the way out. Reason being is it pulls bait fish, crabs, all that out of this area into the main water, and it's a feeding frenzy out there. Get redfish will stack up in here. The mackerels will get in here, sharks. I've caught a lot of flounder in this area too. You will catch catfish as well. I've also taken charter boats out of the Destin Harbor, and a lot of them will anchor or at least stop on the way out right here to catch bait. So apparently early in the mornings, late in the evenings, the bait will ball up and school up right in here around the jetty. So this is a real active area. If you're ever in Destin and looking to fish, this is a pretty productive area. It's a nice place to go. All right. Another good spot in Destin that I fish a lot is right here on the inside of the bridge. Now the problem with this side of the bridge is you have the mouth of the Destin Harbor here, Deepwater Canal here. There's a lot of traffic coming in and out all day long right here. So I generally won't get my kayak anywhere near this area. I'm sure it's just as productive as the other side, but it's safety first when you're out there, and I don't want to get run over by a boat. So I will generally, like I said, I'll stick with when the water's moving out, the tide's moving out, and then I will anchor the kayak or a pontoon or something right here off inside this shelf. This shelf is a flat, and it's about 3 to 4 feet deep right here. Well, it drops off, and this is deeper water, 10 to 15. This is 14 to 17 right in here under the bridge. So what happens is when the water's pulling off the flat, it's pulling crabs and bait fish and whatever else, food source, off of this flat into the deeper water, and redfish will just stack up right here. You know, I've caught 30-pound reds. Now, as soon as you hook them, they're going to go towards the bridge, and some of them you can't stop. You got to have some big tackle if you want to stop them. But I have the best luck on live bait with a 1-ounce sinker and a 6/0 hook, and basically either that or I'll free line a croaker, or a piece of live bait or a piece of cut bait as well too will work. So I'll anchor up right here, water's moving this way, and I will free line into this area. It's been pretty productive in the past. But there's a lot of traffic here, so if you're in a kayak or a small boat, this area is probably, the safer as far as you can see here. Boats like to. It's so shallow, boats will anchor up, party down, that sort of thing. It's shallow here, but this is a great spot to anchor up and fish this area. Alright, and my last spot that I fish a lot, and this is where I do a lot of night fishing, is the Okaloosa Pier. Summertime it's open 24 hours a day, so it's a great spot to get out here, get you a chair, a cooler, some tunes, get a few lines in the water and hang out and see if you catch something. A lot of times I will put a live bait in the water or cut bait in the water and then throw artificial on top of that. So you can catch anything on the pier. I've caught mackerel, flounder, ladyfish, croakers. I've seen people catch cobia. Never caught a cobia off here, but I've seen people catch cobia. Definitely shark off of this pier, and I've heard that it's not common, but people have caught tuna off of this pier as well too, which is kind of wild. So this is my fourth spot that I fish in Destin, and normally when I fish here, I fish at night or in the evenings. So those are my 4 spots, and let's talk a little bit about what I'm fishing with. Artificial, number 1 that I use a lot, and my saltwater kit is not extensive, so this is going to be real short. Spanish mackerel pattern, Yo-Zuri S. I've had a lot of luck on these. I've got several of them, and they're a great saltwater shallow diver. Here's another Yo-Zuri, all silver, another Yo-Zuri S. This one is a 4-inch, whereas the other one was a 6-inch. Great all-around lure. I use them in lakes. I use them in saltwater as well too. Alright, here's one that I use for flounder, or use off the pier, and I'm trying to get it so you can see the color on it. This is another Spanish mackerel pattern, silver with blue stripes, and it's got that little red tab on the end. I'll use this one on the pier, and I will bounce it off the bottom. I'll cast it out, and then bounce it, move it, bring it all the way in. If I don't get a hit, I'll move over 5 or 6 feet, then cast 5 or 6 feet over from where I cast before, and just work a piece of sand that way. But this has been pretty productive in the past as well too, for I guess deeper saltwater fishing. And this one, if you go into any bait shop around the beach, you're going to see a lot of these. These are called gotcha plugs. This one actually doesn't have a bucktail, but you can get them with bucktails. I found that silver with a chartreuse head is the most productive, and I catch a lot of fish on these, and they're fun to fish too because you fish them fast and they dart around, and you'll see schools of Spanish mackerel or ladyfish or whatever chasing it down because the water's so clear. So this is a real fun lure to fish. I use this one on the beach quite a bit, and 9 times out of 10 I'm getting a ladyfish on it, but you know, a ladyfish equals bait, so you know, I use it quite a bit. So there we go. Those are my 4 main lures that I'm fishing in Destin. Oh, I've got a 5th here. Hold on. It's the DOA Deadly Combo. It's got a white shrimp with a float with beads on it. Now, this float is intended to be very loud as you pop it around. So, I catch more flounder on it, but I've caught a few redfish, but I feel like this kind of spooks the redfish a little bit. I don't know, but mainly when I fished with this, it was in Tampa and not in Destin, so I plan on using these in the flats down in Destin this year. Also, I would love to catch some trout in Destin, but I don't know how to catch a sea trout in Destin. I'm assuming just keep throwing the same stuff I'm throwing, but if anybody has a lure or a method or a spot, please, please, please help me out. I would love to be able to get into some trout down in Destin. So thanks for watching. Like I said, if you have any information for me, tips, suggestions, feel free to let me know. And I will give them a try in 2 weeks, and you know, I'll be rolling video then too. So all right, well, thanks for watching. Have a great night, and feel free to comment. Thanks. Bye.